It's the Arena League on your home for local high school sports, 99 The Wave, and radio on the go on YouTube. I'm John Moenko coming to you inside the Unidome. Today it is week 8 of the Arena League as the Iowa Woo gets set to play host to the Eau Claire Axemen. 2 games left in the regular season, and looks like we're going to have a timeout for the national anthem here right away. So I'll step aside here inside the dome. The Iowa Woo and the Eau Claire Axemen coming up in the Arena League, week number 8, here just around the corner on 99 The Wave and Radio on the Go on YouTube. I'm John Mullen coming to you inside the Unidome as the Iowa Woo enter at 2-4 overall, and tonight is a must-win game for the playoff chances of the Woo. Things are looking kind of slim right now, but they've got to win to have any sort of hope. The Eau Claire Axemen are 0-6 on the season, so their hopes for the playoffs are pretty much gone at this point. But let me tell you right now, the Iowa Woo are coming off of a triumphant victory last week over the St. Joseph Goats on the road, 61-38. That was a team that dominated the Woo here in Cedar Falls just a few weeks back. So Iowa had a fantastic bounce back, as it's been kind of a down season here for the Woo. Of course, they started 0-3, got their first win of the season against the Eau Claire Axemen a few weeks back. Of course, that was a week 4 victory in Eau Claire, 46-38, a last-second victory by the Woo. And then Iowa picked up its second win of the season last week at St. Joseph, a team that is 4-2 on the season, except for just their second loss of the season here in the Arena League. So Iowa on the season, of course, they started the year with a 44-34 loss against the Monroe Greenheads, fell 50-18 against Memphis. Then a 74-22 most lopsided loss of the season came against the St. Joseph Goats back in week 3. They did bounce back with that win over the Eau Claire Axemen, 46-38. Fell in a close one, 47-44 against the Nebraska Siege, and then did finally get that 61-38 victory over the St. Joseph Goats. So the Woo have been playing some of their better football of the season here at this point. Meanwhile, taking a look at some of the results on the season for the Eau Claire Axemen, they've had some closer games, some blowout losses, falling to the Nebraska Siege last week, 68-25 in a lopsided affair that was up in Eau Claire. All right, so the opening coin toss is taking place. Iowa will receive the opening coin toss. Will receive the opening throw-off, that is, after winning the coin toss, and the Eau Claire Axemen will throw off to start this game. Again, if you are new to the Arena League, there is no kicking whatsoever in this game. There is no kickoffs. They are throw-offs instead. There is no punting. The choices are either to go for it on 4th down, or you can just surrender, which would give the other team possession deep in their own territory. And no extra points. You can go for 1 from the 5-yard line, or you can go for 2 from the 10-yard line. Those are the PAT tries. So it is just about time to get rolling here. And again, taking a look at the league standings here, Iowa needs a victory tonight if they are to stay alive for the playoffs. Not only that, they would need a loss by St. Joseph against Nebraska, which certainly is a possibility. St. Joseph is at Nebraska tonight, so that one's taking place in Grand Island. See if we can bring you some score updates on that one as we go along throughout the night as well. And of course, Iowa will close the regular season here next week on a Sunday game against the Nebraska Siege, which as of this moment is the top team in this division with a perfect 6-0 record. So they lead the North Division. St. Joseph is in second at 4-2. Iowa is in third at 2-4, and Eau Claire is in fourth at 0-6. Down to the South Division, Arkansas is in front with a 5-1 record in league games this year. All right, we are just about ready to get this one underway as Iowa will receive and move from left to right out of the north end of the Unidome field. Here is the throw-off from Kendall Flower of the Axemen. It's gonna be blown dead here around the 10-yard line in Iowa territory, and a flag comes in. All right, so that penalty goes against Eau Claire, and they will bring the ball out to the 25-yard line. That is midfield here on this 50-yard Arena League field. And with that, we will get underway. First and 10 at the 25-yard line. They will spot the ball right in the middle of the field on the Iowa Woo logo. So out comes quarterback Vernon Sharp of the Iowa Woo. He's out there in number 6 in all black. I'll tell you more about the colors of the game here as we go along throughout the night as well. Sharp takes off, now rolls to the left outside the hash marks along the numbers, and he's going to get driven out of bounds. He lobs the ball up at the very last second as he was being brought to the ground over toward the boards on the far side. And they're going to rule this an incomplete pass. So with that, it'll be a 2nd down and 10 here for Iowa as we just get underway here in this thing tonight. And now we got some issues with the chains over on the far side of the field as they're trying to get the down marker all squared away. It's currently reading 4th down, but not quite sure what is up with that. And you still got one of the officials over on the far side trying to make sure that everything is all squared away as precious time is just running off the clock as they try to get this issue all squared away. So the ref says hold on to Vernon Sharp. Okay, so it's going to be a QB keeper for Sharp. Takes it outside the hash marks, down inside the 20-yard line, and he'll be brought down around the 17. So a good pickup with his legs by Vernon Sharp. And in fact, I think they actually ruled that a rush by Vernon Sharp on the previous play. He did lob it up, but they say that forward progress must have been stopped. So -1 on the ground for Sharp, followed by +10. So here we go. Sharp to throw, goes right, tipped up in the air, almost intercepted by Willie McCaleb of the Axemen. And that's going to bring up a 4th down and 1 here for Iowa at the 16-yard line of Eau Claire. So pretty easy decision to go for it here as Vernon Sharp comes out at QB. Trayvon Colbert is the single receiver out to the left side. They've got a 1 man here, make it 2 men to the near side. Colbert goes in motion. Sharp back to throw, sets the feet, fires it over the middle, and he's got his man. That's Keontae Chavis. Turns the corner, takes it to the corner of the end zone, and that's an Iowa touchdown. 16 yards on the throw by Vernon Sharp to Keontae Chavis. And with that, the Woo are on the board with a 6-0 lead. About as good of a start as you could ask for Iowa here. And they will go for 2 from the 10-yard line. Deep shotgun formation here for Sharp. Dropping back, now being flushed out to the left. Locked into throw now. Fires a line drive toward the back of the end zone. Was that caught? It's going to be an incomplete pass. It was ultimately bobbled by one of the receivers of the Woo. And that will keep it a 6-0 score. 12 minutes, 35 seconds left here in the first quarter. It's the Iowa Woo 6, the Eau Claire Axemen 0. It's the Arena League on 99 The Wave and Radio on the Go on YouTube. .25 and ticking to go here in the first quarter. The Iowa Woo lead the Eau Claire Axemen 6-0. It was a 16-yard touchdown pass from Vernon Sharp to Keontae Chavis, and with that, the Woo have taken a 6-0 lead after the try for 2 was no good. So Eau Claire will start at the 25-yard line, which is near the 50-yard line of the Unidome field, which I'll tell you about that here in just a moment. But here's the snap to the quarterback. That's Joshua Murray. Now it's going to be a touchdown for Eau Claire on their first play of the game, as he's able to get it to Brian Sandifer. And there is a penalty flag down, so it looks like this one might be coming back. That was just a quick toss over the middle, and it was a wide open receiver, Sandifer. And Iowa gets called for being offside. That's Kyvon Smith. So with that, it's going to be a quick strike, a 25-yard touchdown pass. from Joshua Murray to Brian Sandifer. So Eau Claire has a chance to knock this game straight up. It'll be Murray starting in the shotgun formation here. A man goes in motion. Low snap. He's able to pick it up. In the backfield, he's going to get spun down and crunched for the sack. So with that, we will remain tied at 6 here with 11:59 to go in the first quarter. $11:59 to go in the first quarter. Iowa and Eau Claire are tied at 6 here in Week 8 of the Arena League action. It's now a throw-off for Kendall Flower of the Axemen. It'll be returnable for Colbert of Iowa down the near sideline. This is Trayvon Colbert taking it across to the left side all the way in for the Iowa Woo touchdown on the throw-off return. Holy cow, what a return by Trayvon Colbert. He received it at the 3-yard line. Took it down the sideline, made a man miss, cut to the left, to the 15, to the 10, to the 5, and into the end zone for the score. So a whole lot of scoring here early on in this one on the kickoff return touchdown by Trayvon Colbert of 47 yards. And Iowa will go for 2 from the 10-yard line. They will have Vernon Sharp in the shotgun here. Colbert goes in motion on the left side. Sharp back to throw, rolls out to the right, looking downfield, fires it toward the back of the end zone. It's intercepted by Eau Claire, and William McCaleb will be brought down near the corner of the end zone, so the 2-point try is no good. But lots of scoring here in the early going. There's 11 minutes and 39 seconds left in the first quarter. The Iowa Woo lead the Eau Claire Axemen 12-6. Iowa 12, Eau Claire 6, here with 10:55 to go in the first quarter. It was a 47-yard kickoff return touchdown by Iowa's Trayvon Colbert. And here comes the throw-off from Frankie Solomon Jr. from his own end zone. It'll be returnable for Eau Claire back at their own 3-yard line. Cutting back to the left side of the field. This is Marcelino Butler Jr. on the return. Takes it around shy of the 15-yard line. So an electric pace of scoring here so far. It was a one-score game. And these teams met in Eau Claire just a few weeks back, and Iowa ended up winning by a touchdown. So here we go. It was a one-play drive the last time up, and now Joshua Murray starts in the shotgun formation here for Eau Claire. Back to throw. He's going to load up deep down the far sideline. This could be 6. It is bobbled around. Oh, ultimately intercepted by Iowa. Coming back the other way to midfield, down the far sideline. This could be 6, but it's going to be brought down just shy of the end zone around the 4-yard line. What a play made by the Iowa Woo defense. That was Khalil Smith, the defensive back, number 15, hauling in that interception and taking it almost all the way back. All right, so Iowa will take over possession. They say the play was stopped at the 7-yard line in Eau Claire territory. So a brief stoppage of play here. And man, checking the replay, the intended receiver was Marcelino Butler Jr. of Eau Claire, right along the boards in the side of the end zone. But it was sniped out of there by Khalil Smith. And then he had a wide open path in front of him, just down the far sideline, parallel to the boards. And takes it in for the Iowa, almost for the Iowa Woo score. And they're going to move the line of scrimmage up to the 4-yard line. So with that, Iowa will have a slightly shorter distance to go here. They originally said that the play stopped at the 7, but it's going to be ruled down at the 4 instead. So now we got the head referee waiting to say ready to go here. And here comes a call from him.
After review, interception was pushed into the boards, therefore resulting in a touchback. First down, Iowa at the 5.
Okay, so it's going to be a touchback rather than a long return. So I'm looking at the replay on the video board here. The ball it kind of bounced off the top of the boards. And then they said that instead of the return, before the return began, that Khalil Smith was down in the end zone. So how about this for a change of field position? Instead of starting at the Eau Claire 4-yard line, the Woo will start at their own 5-yard line. So 45 yards to go rather than 4 yards to go. A little bit of a difference, but let's see what the Woo can do here. There's 9 minutes and 48 seconds to go in the first quarter. Sharp is going to hand this ball off, running back around to the right, and this will gain minimal yardage, maybe 2 to 3 on the play. That was Trey Henderson getting the carry for Iowa. Typically plays wide receiver, but got the handoff as the running back that time around. And that's the first designed run play of the game. It goes for just 2 yards as Henderson picks up 2 right there. Second down and 8 for Iowa at their own 7-yard line. Sharp now back to pass. Inside the hash marks, now steps out. Sidearm throw. It's tipped up. Could have been intercepted by Thomas Lanier of Eau Claire. Used to play for the Iowa Woo. Reached up those hands and batted that ball down. It's going to be an incompletion and bringing up 3rd down and 8. So a totally different situation here for the Woo. It's going to be a 3rd and 8 from their own 7-yard line after they could have had 1st and goal at the opponent's 4. Motion man at the backfield. That's Kyvon Smith. Sharp back to pass within the hash marks. Now steps outside of the right. Lobs it up over the middle of the field. It's going to be caught by Kyvon Smith on the crossing pattern at the 20-yard line. Picks up about 13 yards through the air from Vernon Sharp. And that's going to be a Woo first down. First catch of the game by Kyvon Smith as well. 1st and 10 at the 21-yard line. Motion man on the right side. Sharp takes the shotgun snap, now rolls out to the left, cuts it back to the right between the hash marks. He's going to take off and run. He's got to be careful with this one. He's being dragged from behind along the sideboards, and forward progress will be stopped at about the opponent 15. He was very close to being outside the hash marks over on the far side, which would have negated that run because you cannot step outside the hash marks as the QB and continue to run with the ball. But they said that he was just within the field of play. So good run that time by Vernon Sharp. Here's a throw to the left side, fighting for yardage across the 5. It'll be 1st and goal for Iowa. Kyvon Smith on the reception. Picks up about 14 yards that time around. 1st and goal for Iowa. Here's Sharp. Dancing around, still in the backfield. Now lobs it up for grabs. It's going to go out the back of the end zone and incomplete. So after back-to-back completions, Sharp is now 3 for 5 for 43 yards passing through the air. 6:44 to go here in the first quarter, and the Iowa Woo still lead the Eau Claire Axemen 12-6. 2nd and goal from the 4 coming up. And now we've got a stoppage of play here. as there's an injured Axman player over along the far side near the 14-yard line. And Tyrick Mann will bounce back up and run over to the near sideline and join the rest of his teammates over there. Iowa's 2-4. Eau Claire is 0-6, the bottom two teams in the North Division standings. So 2nd and goal from the 4, man in motion on the left side. A little bit of a bobbled snap. It is picked up by Sharp and spun down behind the 15-yard line. So Willie McCaleb makes the tackle for Eau Claire. That goes backwards from the 4 all the way to the 14. So a loss of 10 on the play for Vernon Sharp after that botched snap. And now the Woo face a little bit of trouble here. It's 3rd and goal from the 14-yard line of Eau Claire. Certainly 2-down territory here. Got a little bit of adversity to look to bounce back from at this point. You got Trey Henderson lined up as the receiver on the right side. And Trayvon Colbert on the left side, and a man coming in motion. That's Chavies. Throw to the right side. Leaping catch is made by Chapman. Fighting for yardage down around the 5. And this will be well short of the end zone. But certainly go for it territory here on 4th down. From the 14 down to the 4-yard line. So that's going to be a pickup of 10 through the air by Vernon Sharp.
Gain of 11. 4th down. Iowa.
So Stephon Chapman able to make the catch. Playing linebacker for this game. Sharp back to throw here on 4th and goal from the 4. Flushed out to the right. Now looking to the end zone. Throws across the body, and it's going to be intercepted by Eau Claire. Down the far sideline and tackled around the 15. Wow, what a turn of events here in this game. The Woo had an interception return down to the 4-yard line of Eau Claire. After review, it was determined that the interceptor was down in the end zone, so it was going to be a touchback. The Woo drive all the way down inside the 5-yard line, but then a big loss of yardage because of a botched snap ultimately leads to a turnover on downs. So first interception of the game right there for Vernon Sharp of the Woo, Iowa's QB. And now Eau Claire will take over at their own 15-yard line. That is where the return ended. And now we got whistles here, and here comes the ref. And the Axemen have called timeout. 4 minutes and 53 seconds left here in the first quarter. Iowa still leads Eau Claire 12-6. Well, we had a whole bunch of scoring. We had 3 scores within the first 4 minutes of game time. But then all of a sudden, the scoring pace has come to a grinding halt. Let's take a look at the other action in the Arena League tonight. Arkansas is at Ozarks down in Springfield, Missouri, as the Diamonds visit the Lunkers. The Monroe Greenheads are playing host to the Memphis Hound Dogs. That one's in Monroe, Louisiana. And the St. Joseph Goats are in Grand Island to take on the Nebraska Siege. Second to last week of the Arena League regular season. Top 2 teams in each division will advance to the playoffs at the end of the year. And Iowa needs a win tonight to even think about possibly being alive for the postseason. So Joshua Murray comes out as a QB here for Eau Claire as they take over at their own 15-yard line. He's 1 for 2 with a touchdown and an interception. He's looking back to pass between the hash marks, lobs it up, and it's caught over on the right side. This will be about a 12 to 13-yard gain to Bryant Smith, leaping up with a crossing pattern, post from the left to the right. Gain of 13 yards through the air that time. Up to 38 passing yards in the game for Murray. First reception of the game for Bryant Smith of the Axemen. They've got the all-white look tonight. White helmets, white jerseys with green numbers and text, and white pants. Here's Murray in the backfield, now takes off on a QB run. He's still on his feet. Trucks a man, still alive at the 10, and brought down from behind. Joshua Murray with a QB carry. This will pick up about 12 yards on the ground. We'll call it a gain of 13 on the first rushing play of the game by the Eau Claire Axemen. And they're picking up chunk yards down the field as well. 38 passing yards, 13 rushing yards. First and goal from the 9-yard line of Iowa. a touchdown would tie the game, then any sort of PAT conversion would give them the lead. As Eau Claire looks for their first win of the season. Here's Murray back to pass. Now he's going to stay between the hash marks, taking off and running. Gets tripped up, tumbled down. The ball came free, but the play was blown dead. Looks to be just shy of the end zone.
Tackle made by Vicente Colon.
Vicente Colon making the stop for the Woo, and it's going to be a pickup of 8 on the ground for Murray, the QB. Now we got 2 rushes for 21 yards, and we're down to 3:05 to play in the first quarter. The line of scrimmage is the 1, and the ball is placed in the middle of the field right between the hash marks. You got 1 running back in the formation as well. That's Ethan Skarmus. And now we've got another stoppage of play here. And now Victor Mann, head coach of the Iowa Woo, is talking to the head ref and another one of the officials. And I got the ref coming out.
Is challenging. The quarterback was outside. Play for the review.
All right, so his mic was cutting out, but I think they're challenging whether or not the quarterback was outside the run lane. So again, this is one of the rules in the Arena League that's exclusive to the league, where if the quarterback is going to take off and run, he has to remain in between the hash marks while he's behind the line of scrimmage. Once you cross the line of scrimmage, then you can run wherever you need to on the field. But before you cross the line, you cannot be outside the hash marks, and you could not have ever gone outside the hash marks. You can't go outside and then come back in and start running. If you go outside the hash marks, then you cannot cross the line of scrimmage, and you're locked into it being a passing play. So the officials will take a look at this. I'll see if I can find it here on my replay monitor. This appears like it might be pretty close. It seemed in real time that... Yeah, it seemed like in real time that it was going to be close. See if I can get another good shot here on the replay. So yeah, line of scrimmage was the 9. Murray faked to the right, took off to the left. Wow, okay, so Iowa is going to lose the challenge. And man, he was tight roping those hash marks. I can definitely see why this was upheld, because you could not have definitively said from the replay that he was certainly outside the hash marks. He was certainly on top of the hash marks, but whether or not he was fully outside, not totally sure. So it's going to be now a 2nd and goal from the 1-yard line, and it's going to be a handoff. And this play is blown up by the defensive line of Iowa. Ethan Skarmus received the handoff and got absolutely blown up in the backfield.
Loss of 2.
That'll be a loss of 2 on the play for Iowa. Frankie Solomon Jr. and others to help make the stop. That was Skarmus' first run play of the game, and he goes backwards for 2. Now it's 3rd and goal from the 4. Ball spotted right between the hash marks. Murray in the shotgun formation. Receiver goes in motion. Murray being flushed out of the pocket to the left. Now he's locked into throw. Lobs it up, middle of the end zone, and it's going to be caught for the Eau Claire touchdown. Heck of a snag by Brian Smith in traffic. That was a situation where Murray just had to let that thing fly, and Smith was able to haul it in for 6. His first touchdown reception of the game, 2nd reception as a whole, and now he's got 2 for 17. 2nd touchdown pass of the day for Joshua Murray. He's now 3 for 4 passing with 2 touchdowns and 1 interception. 42 yards, and they're going to go for 2 from the 10. As Eau Claire looks to take the lead here, or would be 14-12 if they're able to convert. Back to pass is Murray. Now he's going to take off within the run lane and take it in for 6. Man, he was very close to the edge of the hash marks there as well. And now the officials appear that they're going to get together about that as well, because that could have been a running lane violation against Murray. And this is a team, Eau Claire, that has been penalized a decent amount here this season. So it wouldn't necessarily be out of character to see a call like this possibly cost them a lead. Now the refs are still talking here. They're also visiting with Murray himself.
Run lane violation. Eau Claire, 10-yard penalty. Replay the try.
All right, they're going to replay the try and see if they can get two here again. But yeah, they definitely were watching Fred at that point, as he was very close to the hash marks, and they ruled that he did go outside of them. Well, it'll be a 20-yard try now for the Axemen, as we remain tied at 12 with a minute and 55 seconds left in the first quarter. So they took a little bit to get the play call all squared away here. And both teams are gathering together on their sidelines as if there was a timeout called. Some of the Eau Claire players are about to line up here at the line of scrimmage. But Victor Mann is getting another explanation here from the officiating crew. And now the head ref comes over to talk to him as well, and he must not have really liked what he was hearing. They announced that it would just be a 10-yard penalty and replay the try. But I don't know if Victor Mann is lobbying that it maybe should be a loss of down. You got most of the Eau Claire players getting ready to line up and snap the ball. You got some of the Iowa players ready to roll. And yeah, they're trying to figure out what the ruling should be here. This should be pretty cut and dry. Now you got the head ref talking to another member of his staff. Then now you have multiple members of the coaching staffs for each team out on the field as well. Some of them talking to the players. Some of them trying to listen into what the refs have to say. And Murray, the quarterback of Eau Claire, is still talking to one of the officials after he got done with the running lane violation penalty. Well, the head ref just looked up toward the press box as if he was going to make a call here, but I guess he faked us out. Now he's talking to one of his counterparts. I have no indication of what specifically is being talked about. I would imagine it's a question on the on how the penalty should be assessed here. And I don't know if they're on the phone with the league office right now and trying to get some kind of ruling here. But this is just goofy. Okay, we might be getting something from the head ref here. Nope. Well.
After review, the question was if a run lane foul, carry loss of down. It does not. We'll replay the try. 10-yard penalty. Bring it.
So they had to have a review to determine what the rule was, whether or not the penalty was a loss of down. I cannot believe that that's not something that was just known. I mean, we're in week 8. How do you not know whether or not a penalty is a loss of down? So they're going for 2 from the 20-yard line. Now Murray's going to throw the ball. He was right at the line of scrimmage. It's an incomplete pass. And man, that was close to an illegal downfield throw as well, because he was like right on the line of scrimmage. It appeared he was straddling the line of scrimmage as he released the ball. Well, there's no penalty flags on the field, and with 1:36 left in the first quarter, the Iowa Woo and the Eau Claire Axemen are tied at 12. All right, here comes the throw off from Eau Claire. It's returnable for Iowa near the goal line by Trayvon Colbert. Taking it down the near sideline, still on his feet across midfield, and a high tackle is going to be made by Eau Claire. But another nice return by Trayvon Colbert after he housed one earlier in the game. So Iowa will take over in Eau Claire territory at the 22-yard line. All right, Vernon Sharp comes out. He's 4 of 7 in the game for 53 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. It's a pitch play to the left. Still on his feet. This is Henderson turning the legs. Looking to get it down between the numbers and hash marks. Just shy of the line to gain. And a solid run that time around by Trey Henderson, who is playing some running back tonight. Usually is QB. They are usually is a wide receiver, not a QB. And he gains 10 yards that time around. He's now got 2 carries for 12 yards. 18 seconds left in the first quarter. Man in motion on the right side. Sharp drops the snap again, and he's going to get brought down to the backfield. Back at about the 20-yard line. This will be a loss of 9, maybe 10 yards, as the first quarter clock is going to come down to a close. -8 on that play, and we've reached the end of the first quarter. Iowa and Eau Claire tied at 12 here in Week 8 of the Arena League. It's time for the second quarter inside the Dome. The Iowa Woo and the Eau Claire Axemen are tied at 12 here in week 8 of the Arena League. Seventh week of action, 8th week of the regular season, as every team had a bye week a few weeks back. Looks like a slightly larger than usual crowd. Looks like this might be the biggest crowd we've had for a Woo game this season here so far. In the third home game of the season, Vernon Sharp rolls out to the right on second down and long toward the back of the end zone, where it is caught for the Woo touchdown. On the first play of the second quarter, it's a 19-yard strike where it's caught in the back of the end zone by Kyvon Smith. All right. So Iowa goes back in front. Kyvon Smith with his third catch of the game for 46 yards, his longest of the night, and that one for a score. And now Iowa is going for 2 from the 10-yard line. Looking to go in front by 8. And Sharp is going to get sacked in the backfield, losing 6 yards that time around. But with 14:43 to go in the second quarter, the Iowa Woo take a 18-12 lead over the Eau Claire Axemen. It was a 19-yard touchdown pass from Vernon Sharp to Kyvon Smith. And with 14:40 to go in the second quarter, the Iowa Woo lead the Eau Claire Axemen 18-12. And this throw-off is going to go out of bounds into the Unidome seats. So that'll be a penalty against Iowa. And they will place the ball down at the 25-yard line right at midfield. So a little bit of a change in the aura in here, because for the first 2 home games of the regular season, the actual football field was not installed here at the Dome. The track surface, it was just the bare surface with the track, but now the UNI field is on the field here for this game. And the track is no longer visible. So it kind of changes the vibe in here just a little bit. So Murray back to pass. Nope, he's going to take off between the hash marks, angling to the right, to the 5, and is into the end zone for the touchdown on their first snap of the second quarter. So Joshua Murray takes it 25 yards all the way to the house. And don't look anywhere now, but these winless Eau Claire Axemen are hanging right in there with the Iowa Woo. So Eau Claire has tied the game at 18, and now they will look to take a lead as they go for 2 from the 10-yard line. As the second one-play drive in the game by Eau Claire, and their third score of the game. You got one of the receivers in motion, that's Butler Jr. Now Murray. He's going to pass, lobs it up to the left side. It's going to be caught by one of the big men, and the play is going to be stopped shy of the end zone as Ethan Skarmus, the running back, was able to catch the short dump-off pass over the middle, but could not get to the end zone before being stopped. 13:50 to go here in the second quarter. Iowa and Eau Claire tied at 18. A 25-yard touchdown run by Eau Claire quarterback Joshua Murray The two-point conversion try was no good, and with that we are tied at 18 between Eau Claire and Iowa with 13:03 to go in the second quarter. And now here comes the throw-off, and it'll be Kendall Flower throwing it deep, returnable in the end zone here for Iowa. As Colbert takes it to the near sideline. Kenny House one again, takes it back inside the 15-yard line, around the 13, where he's banged out of bounds along the boards. Flowers, who was the thrower, was the man who ultimately made the stop on the throw-off return by Trayvon Colbert. And it's down to the 12-yard line, actually, in Eau Claire territory. So an extremely short field for Iowa to drive here, as what's been a high-scoring game so far looks to continue. However, none of the teams have converted a PAT try to this point. They're combined over 6, and they've tried going for 2 each time. Makes you kind of wonder if the teams might try to go for 1 at some point in this game from the 5-yard line instead. We'll have to wait and see. Here's Sharp back to throw, dancing backward. Now he goes outside the hash marks on the left side, lobs it up, corner of the end zone, and it's incomplete. He was looking to lob it up at the corner of the end zone for Keontae Chavies. A little bit too high on that pass, and that'll be an incompletion. Sharp is now 5 of 9 passing for 72 yards with 2 touchdowns and 1 interception. 11:50 to go in the second quarter, still an 18-18 tie. The all-black look tonight for the Woo. Sharp dancing around between the hash marks. Rolls to the right, fires toward the back of the end zone, leaping up and making the catch, Trey Henderson at the back of the end zone, and that's an Iowa Woo score. 12 yards through the air from Sharp to Henderson, and the Woo goes straight back in front. Trey Henderson with his first catch of the game right there, and that one goes for 6. So Iowa's going to go for 2 here once again. From the 10-yard line, here we go. 2 receivers to the right and 1 to the left. Sharp to pass. Now he looks upfield. He's going to take off and run. Angles right, looks for the end zone, and he dives in for the Woo 2-point conversion. It's the first PAT of the game for either team, and Iowa is going to extend its lead to 26-18 here with 11:14 to go in the second quarter. $11:14 to go in the second quarter. Iowa 26, Eau Claire 18. After the 12-yard touchdown pass from Vernon Sharp to Trey Henderson, and they got the 2-point conversion on the 10-yard rush by Sharp. So now we're ready for the throw-off. Marcelino Butler Jr. will be back to receive for the Axemen. And they'll send out Frankie Solomon Jr., one of the defensive backs of the Woo, to do the throw-off here early in the second quarter. Lots of scoring here so far. And the most recent 2-point conversion right there was the first of the game for either side. It's going to be a muffed return here, but ultimately picked up by Butler Jr. And he's going to get stood up shy of the 10-yard line. He is able to avoid a complete disaster for the Axemen, but they will take over with a long field to drive. And now the Woo defense is going to have a chance to see if they can make a stop here. All right, so Eau Claire will start at their own 9-yard line. 10 minutes and 35 seconds left in the second quarter. 26-18 Iowa. Looking for their 3rd win of the season. It would be their 2nd of the year over the Axemen if this score holds. Now the snap is bouncing into the end zone. Murray is dancing around back there. He's going to take off, crosses the line of scrimmage, still on his feet, across midfield to the 20, and pushed to the sideboards. Making something out of nothing, Joshua Murray from the 9 across the 25 all the way down to the 20. So he avoids complete disaster there and ultimately picks up 21 yards on the ground. And the Woo call timeout here with 10:05 to go in the second quarter, leading 26-18. And I tell you what, Victor Mann, the head coach of the Iowa Woo, might want to tighten up things on the defensive end right there, because that was a situation. He had them backed up, starting at their own 9-yard line. The Axemen made a mistake. They snapped the ball into the end zone. The quarterback Murray was able to get there. Iowa couldn't get the safety. And then Murray took it all the way across midfield down to the 20-yard line in Iowa territory. So they'll look to tighten some things up here defensively, as they have also given up some quick scores. In fact, 2 of the 3 scoring drives for the Axemen have been one-play drives. First and 10 from the 20-yard line of Iowa. Ball spotted right in the center of the field. 3 wide receivers stacked out to the left side and empty to the right. Murray, he pump fakes, still in the backfield, still on his feet. Sidearm throw, and a whistle is blown. It could have been an interception by the Woo. Murray got knocked to the ground, and now we got whistles galore. Was it a sack? Was it an incomplete pass? It all depends on whether or not the knee was down before the ball was released. However, the refs did throw a penalty flag. And here comes the white hat.
Personal foul. They hit. Defense. 15-yard penalty. One guy. First down.
Oh, and that's a big one right there. 15-yard penalty. They're going to march this thing all the way down to the 5-yard line because the late hit on Iowa. So that turns a potential loss, depending on what the ruling would have been on the field. It really didn't give an indication one way or the other, but it's going to be nullified anyway. So 15 yards from the spot of the foul, we'll take it down to the, looks like the 11-yard line is where they'll place that thing down. So not quite a goal-to-go situation for Eau Claire, but on the verge of that right now. Now they're going to back it up a little further to the 13. And let's hope Iowa isn't haunted by that late hit penalty here in a couple seconds. Now a dump off throw to the right, as Murray just had to get rid of the ball. And actually they've got a new quarterback into the game. That's Ethan Sheaf rather than Joshua Murray. 14 instead of 4. So I wonder if Murray kind of got shaken up on that last play. And yeah, here he is down at the near sideline. I see him talking to a member of the training staff. So he has exited the game for the moment. So backup QB Ethan Sheaf is now in the game. And his first pass goes seemingly nowhere and is incomplete. 2nd and 10 from the 13-yard line. And a man going in motion. Sheaf rolls out right, fires to the near side where it's caught. Right along the sideboards where I couldn't see. It's caught by Brian Smith as he emerges and is no longer eclipsed from my view. Down to the 9-yard line as that one picks up 4 through the air, and Sheaf gets his first completion of the game. Not able to tell you the stats on Sheaf because the Arena League website has kind of been messed up here. So no stats available on pretty much anyone. 8:35 to go here in the second quarter. 3rd down and 6. Sheaf rolls out to the right, cuts back to the left, turns the corner. And it's going to be picked off by Iowa. Stefan Chapman taking it down the sideline for 6. Holy cow, what a play. Sheaf was getting pushed over to the sideline. He was just looking for someone to get it to, lobbed it kind of parallel to the 10-yard line, and ultimately was picked off and taken to the house by Stefan Chapman. The ball did not travel very far distance-wise, and that is going to be a pick six for the Woo, and they go up 2 scores. So they're going to go for 2 from the 10-yard line here. It's 32-18 Iowa, and that could be a big turning point in this game. That one from about 40 yards. So here we go. The 2-point conversion attempt from the 10-yard line for the Woo. Sharp looks downfield, dances back at the 20-yard line. Lobs it toward the back of the end zone. Leaping up and catching it, Kyvon Smith. And they get the 2-point conversion. And with 8:08 to go until halftime, it's Iowa 34, Eau Claire 18. As the Woo go up by multiple scores. To go in the second quarter. The Iowa Woo 34, the Eau Claire Axemen 18. It was a 40-yard pick six by Stefan Chapman of Iowa. The 2-point conversion attempt was good. And we are ready to roll with the throw-off. Frankie Solomon Jr. throws it deep, spiraling ball. Fielded inside the 5-yard line and absolutely crunched. What a hit! Rodria Lewis flying downfield on the throw-off coverage. Absolutely lays the lumber on Marcelino Butler Jr. And if that doesn't light a fire under the Woo, I don't know what will. They're up by 2 scores now. Just had an absolute bomb of a hit. And now they've got their opponent backed up with a 1st and 10 at their own 5-yard line. A chance to really put the pedal to the metal here as we get down toward the end of this first half. 7 minutes and 15 seconds until halftime. And here we go. Now we got whistles as the starting quarterback Joshua Murray is back out there after sitting out the previous drive. So the Woo have called a timeout. And that is their second timeout of the first half. So they now have 1 remaining, and the Axemen have 2 remaining still. 7 minutes and 13 seconds left here in the second quarter. Let's take a look at some of the stats so far for the Woo. Vernon Sharp, the quarterback, is 6 of 10 passing for 84 yards, 3 touchdowns and 1 interception. Leading receiver right now is Kyvon Smith, 3 catches for 46 yards, including 1 touchdown of 19 yards. Trey Henderson and Keontae Chavis have the other 2 touchdown receptions for the Woo. Leading ground gainer right now is Trey Henderson, 2 rushes for 12 yards. Vernon Sharp with some backwards rushes with a couple of sacks has 5 carries for 6 yards. All right, so the timeout is over with, and we are ready to resume action here. 1 more Woo home game left of the regular season. It'll be 8 days from now when they host the Nebraska Siege on Sunday, July 26th at 4:05 p.m. on 99 The Wave and Radio on the Go on YouTube. All right, so ready to roll as the Axemen start their drive at their own 5. Stumbling in the end zone, Joshua Murray takes a tumble. He got sacked. Now the question is this going to be a safety? It was extremely close to the ball being outside the end zone. What do the refs call here? The ruling on the field is a safety. So that's going to be 2 more points to the Woo, and they extend their lead to 36-18. Checking the replay here. The sack was made by Rodrigo Lewis. And that's the guy who had that big hit on that kickoff as well. So he has had an awesome series of events here in the last 2 plays. So there have now been 2 defensive scores, a 40-yard pick six by Stefan Chapman, and a sack for a safety by Rodrigo Lewis. They also had a 47-yard kickoff return touchdown by Trayvon Colberts. All right, so we are ready for the throw-off by the Axemen with 6 minutes and 58 seconds left in the first half, with Iowa now leading the game 36-18. Getting some new personnel back out there. And the Axemen will do the throw off here in just a moment. And here it comes from the end zone. This will be returnable here on the near side by Colbert. Crosses over to the right, turns the corner at the 10 to the 15 to the 20. He's across midfield to the 20 to the 15, still on his feet. He's going to get pushed to the sideline. And another long return by Trayvon Colbert will put Iowa in great starting field position yet again. Starting in plus territory at the 18-yard line. Here with 6:24 to go until halftime and a chance to blow this game wide open if Iowa was able to put this one in the end zone. Eau Claire is 0-6 on the season. Iowa only beat them by 1 score in Wisconsin here a few weeks back. But now the Woo have a chance for a multi-score win if they're able to hold on here throughout the second half. Anything can happen in arena football, so it's still early on in this one, certainly. But the way this thing appears to be shaping up, things are looking good for the Woo. They're fiddling with the down marker on the far side of the field. I don't know if there was a collision over there that caused something to break, or I don't know. So another delay in this game for something rather extracurricular. And this one is, and they're showing shots of the crowd in here. And they're like, what in the world is going on, man? Got some people rocking some Iowa Woo apparel in the stands over on the far side. They're adjusting something with the sticks over on the far side of the field. So it looks like they've got whatever was wrong, they got it squared away. And it'll be a 1st and 10 from the 18-yard line in Eau Claire territory here for Iowa. Sharp will start in the shotgun with a running back to his left and a single receiver each side. It's a pitch to the left. Dancing around to the backfield, Smith looks to take it upfield. Still on his feet, fighting for the corner of the end zone. And he's going to get brought down along the wall on the near side, currently eclipsed from my view. But it'll be 1st and goal yardage down to the 5-yard line is where they say that forward progress was stopped. So Smith on the carry. That was his first rush of the game. That one goes for 13 yards. And it'll be 1st and goal Iowa from the 5-yard line of Eau Claire. Ball spotted just left of center. Woo lead at 36-18 and looking for more. Man in motion on the right side. Sharp rolls right, fires it to the middle of the end zone. It is caught. Trayvon Colbert reached down, is able to snag that thing from going to the ground. And the Iowa Woo increase their lead to 42-18. That touchdown pass was from 5 yards. The 4th touchdown of the game for Vernon Sharp. And they will go for 2 from the 10-yard line here once again. Man in motion on the near side. That's Colbert. Sharp. He's going to throw now. Behind the line of scrimmage. Outside the hash marks. Fires it to the back of the end zone. It hits the boards and falls to the ground. So with 5:02 to go until halftime, it's the Iowa Woo 42. The Eau Claire Axemen 18. .502 to go here in the second quarter. Iowa Woo 42, Eau Claire Axemen 18. It was a 5-yard touchdown pass from Vernon Sharp to Trayvon Colbert. The 2-point conversion attempt was no good, and it's all Woo here in this first half with 5 minutes and 2 seconds remaining until halftime. So the Woo will now throw off from right to left as I see it. Frankie Solomon heaves it deep. This one will be returnable for Butler Jr. And he's going to get blown up yet again as someone's lid flies off. Looked to be Ragria Lewis making a hard hit yet again. And a penalty flag comes down to the 4-yard line near where the hit was made. And it looks like everyone's up and all good here, but this could be a penalty against Iowa for another hard hit. Yeah, and checking the replay here, I don't know if that was, if they said that they was leading with the crown of the helmets.
After play was over, personal foul. Kick team, number 5. 15-yard penalty, end run, automatic, first down.
Okay, so it's a penalty against the Woo. But they said it was after the play, so nothing about the hit itself was deemed to be illegal. But instead it was after the whistle where the penalty took place. So that's another thing you want to clean up here if you're the Woo, because you know you got a good Nebraska Siege team coming in here next week where it's going to be a must-win situation to even think about getting into the playoffs. And I mean, that's assuming that you still win tonight. Yeah, it's a 42-18 lead, but there's still a lot of football left to be played. So that penalty will give the Axemen a first down at their own 20-yard line, just 5 yards shy of midfield. All right, we're ready to go. 4:50 to go until halftime. They send a receiver in motion here on the near side, and the snap to Murray. Firing it to the near side. It's going to be caught along the near sideline. That was Brian Sandifer, number 15. Makes the catch and brought down pretty quickly. And they said it was actually jarred incomplete. Yeah, that's tough for me to see. It was right along the near side boards, which is eclipsed from my view. I've got a pretty high perspective from all the way up in the press box here in the dome. However, if it's right along the sideboards like that, I cannot see it, period. So, incomplete pass. And the clock keeps running here. We're down to 4 minutes to go until halftime. It is mostly a running clock here in the Arena League. And now Murray rolls left. He goes across the line of scrimmage, and this is going to be a penalty. He was outside the hash marks on the left side, then decided to take off upfield on a run, and that is illegal. That's a running lane violation. All right, so a 10-yard penalty there against the Axemen. They'll march that all the way back to the 10-yard line. Now it'll be 2nd and 20. Need to get from their own 10 to the opponent's 20 to pick up the first here. And again, it is a 50-yard field. We're down to 3:42 to go until halftime. The clock has stopped. They will toss in a fresh football, and we are ready to roll. Iowa 18, or excuse me, Iowa 42, Eau Claire 18. And back to action here on 2nd and 20. Man in motion, receiver on the left side. Here's Murray, looks to the left. Still, oh, he pitches it backwards. That's ultimately going to be a short pickup on the ground. Akeem Peterson with a rush, but he does not go much further. That was actually a nifty play. Actually, that was Thaddeus Tolliver. That was the center who received the backward pitch. Well, that's going to be a new guy for me to add to my stat sheet.
2-yard gain, 2nd down, 3rd down, and 18.
Thaddeus Tolliver with a 2-yard rush right there. So that'll make it 3rd and 18. 3rd down and 18 here for the Axemen. Need to get it out to the Iowa 20 to pick up the first. They're at their own 12. Receiver in motion on the left side. Here's Murray to pass. Throws it to the left side. Incomplete, out of bounds. That'll be a 4th and 18 coming up here for the Axemen. And we'll see if they just decide to surrender here. They are down big, but this would be a long conversion if they elect to do so.
4th down and 18.
All right, so Eau Claire will do the surrender. That means the Woo will take over at their own 15. Probably a good idea if you're the Axemen right there, knowing that if you don't convert this, that it'd be another short field for Iowa, of which they've been able to convert quite a few times here tonight already. But the Woo will take over here with 2:41 to go until halftime, leading 42-18. A chance to possibly hang 50 here in the first half alone. So here we go. They break the huddle and they'll start at their own 15-yard line. 1st down and 10. Ball spotted in the middle of the field. And an empty backfield here for Sharp. Now they send Colbert in motion from the left side to the right side, and here's the snap. Sharp throws over the middle. He's got his intended receiver down inside the 20.
Vernon Sharp, pass completed to Keontae.
That was Keontae Chavies making the catch.
For Iowa, Woo, 1st down.
From their own 15 to the plus 19. That's a gain of 16 yards through the air. Sharp to pass here once again. Rolls out to the right. Throws it. It's going to be caught by Colbert and shoved into the far side boards. That'll be a pickup of about 6 or 7 yards on the play. Keontae Chavies now has 2 receptions of 16 yards. And there was 7 more yards through the air by Vernon Sharp, that time to Trayvon Colbert. Vernon Sharp is now 9 of 13 passing for 112 yards, 3 touchdowns and an interception. And we've got another stoppage of play here as it'll bring up a 2nd down and 4 situation. So we'll say that was a gain of 6 rather than 7. So 111 passing yards so far. On the ground, it's 31 rushing yards, good for 142 total yards of offense for the Woo in this game so far. And they said that no team called timeout. They just reached the 2-minute warning. So they'll have a little bit of a presentation on the field right now to get these Woo fans all fired up. 1 minute and 58 seconds left in the first half. And again, Sharp is 9 of 13 passing. Leading receiver so far is Kyvon Smith. He's got 3 for 46, including a score. And this is shaping up to be Vernon Sharp's, possibly his best game of the season. He's going to be committing to, he crossed the line of scrimmage. He was very close to leaving the running lane. ran into some traffic.
Run by Vernon Sharp.
And it looks like this is going to be no penalty, as Sharp is just going to pick up 2 yards on the ground as they peel the pile
3-yard gain.
up from on top of Sharp. So gain of 2 on the ground for Sharp, and this will bring up a 3rd down situation. 3rd and 2 from the 11-yard line. They need to get it down to the 9. All right, here we go. Shotgun snap to Sharp. Lobs it toward the middle. Oh, was that caught? No, it was dropped. Stephon Chapman over on the right side of the end zone. It bounced just before he was able to haul it in on the diving attempt. So it'll be an incomplete pass. Just the 5th of the game, incomplete by Sharp. And it'll bring up 4th down and a long 2. Certainly a go-for-it type of situation here for the Woo. Leading 42-18, you don't have a ton to lose here. And the offense will remain out on the field. So it'll be a single receiver to each side and a running back in the formation. And they're going to motion out Smith. Here's Sharp, rolls right, lobs it toward the back of the end zone. Intercepted, and a flag comes in. Bobby Smith Jr. was there to make the interception for the Axemen. However, the flag came flying into the secondary. So we'll see what the call ends up being here. And if it's against Eau Claire, then it would give Iowa another opportunity. All right, so defensive holding is called on Eau Claire. So that'll give Iowa a fresh set of downs. They said it was a 5-yard penalty and an automatic 1st down. So they'll spot the ball at the 6-yard line here. 1st down and goal now for the Woo. Empty backfield for Sharp with 2 receivers to the left and 1 to the right. Here's the shotgun snap, and he rolls out, being chased down to the backfield, still on his feet, back behind midfield, and gets taken down behind the 20-yard line. What a disastrous play for the Woo right there. Holy cow. From the +6 to the -20. And on the short side of the -20 as well. A loss of 24 yards by Vernon Sharp. That is the longest loss of the day. -24. Here we go on 2nd down and forever. Sharp back to pass. Back at his own 10, now back at his own 5. Rolls out to the left. Looks deep. Fires to the end zone. Incomplete. Over top the end boards. And now it'll be 3rd down and forever as the clock stops with 3 seconds to go until halftime.
3rd down.
So the Woo have 1 timeout left. Eau Claire has 2. And you know it's the last play of the half right here. So let's see what the Woo can dial up. Third and goal from their own 20. 30 yards to go. Sharp back to throw. Clock hits 0. Loads up for the end zone and batted down. Incomplete. He was looking for Trey Henderson, who was down in double coverage in the end zone, and that will bring us to halftime. Unless, nope. Hold on 1 second. There is a penalty flag on the field. We might just have some more football left to be played here in this first half. The flag came in the backfield, so we'll see if it's against the Woo.
Personal foul. tripping, Iowa. 15-yard penalty, that penalty is declined, that is equal half.
All right, so the penalty is against the Woo, and that will bring us to halftime. Great start for the Iowa Woo. They lead the Eau Claire Axemen 42-18 here inside the Unidome. It's halftime inside the Unidome as the Iowa Woo lead the Eau Claire Axemen 42-18 here in Week 8 of the Arena League. And a fantastic start to the game here for Iowa, as they've been able to score 6 touchdowns here throughout the first half and build up this big-time lead. At one point, this game was tied at 18, but the Woo were able to ultimately rattle off 3 more straight touchdowns to take this 3-score lead into the halftime locker room. Take a look at some of our halftime stats. Vernon Sharp is 9 of 16 for 111 yards. He's got 4 passing touchdowns and 1 interception. That is good for a passer rating of 184.53. Longest completion of the game was 19 yards. That was a touchdown throw to Kyvon Smith. He happens to be the leading receiver in the game. He's got 3 catches for 46 yards, including that 19-yard score. Keontae Chavis has 2 catches for 32 yards. Both of his 2 catches were for 16 yards, and one of them was for a touchdown. Trayvon Colbert has 2 for 11, a 5-yard touchdown, and also a gain of 6. And then one catch for Trey Henderson. That was a 12-yard touchdown, and Stephon Chapman has a 1 catch for 10 yards as well. And then we've also got, let's see here, there was a 47-yard throw-off return touchdown by Trayvon Colbert. Stephon Chapman had a 40-yard pick 6, and Rodrigo Lewis had a sack for a safety. And let's take a look at some of these stats for Eau Claire. Joshua Murray, the quarterback, the starting QB that is 3 of 6, passing for 2 touchdowns and 1 interception. Ethan Sheaf did come in as a backup for a few snaps. He's 1 for 3, passing for 4 yards, also with 1 interception. And let's see, 25 yards through the air for Brian Sandifer. He's got 1 catch for a touchdown. Brian Smith, 3 catches for 21 yards and a score, a 4-yard touchdown. Only 2 different players have caught passes for Eau Claire so far in the game. Meanwhile, 5 different receivers have caught passes for the game for the Iowa Woo. Once again, our halftime score is Iowa 42, Eau Claire 18. I want to take a timeout. We'll go through the rest of the Arena League Week 8 scoreboard here in just a moment. It's inside the Unidome.
use for your home. Soft water is important for washing and bathing, and great tasting drinking water. Well, everyone loves that. Get your Water Right water softener or drinking water system today in Hampton at Murphy's. Also with water heaters, new toilets, furnace filters, and more in stock.
Murphy's Heating and Plumbing, because you deserve the best.
Christensen Jewelry of Hampton is North Iowa's go-to store for a gift that will be truly treasured. From wedding and engagement rings to a present for someone special, we have over 17,000 pieces of fine jewelry, gemstones, gifts, and decor. Known for quality repair, jewelry and watch restoration, and custom design. Stop in and discover our wonderful store in downtown Hampton, or shop online and have your items shipped right to you. Go to christensenjewelry.com right now and see why people from around the Midwest come to Christensen's.
Dumont Telephone Company has been in business for over 120 years. Their 8-person staff has a combined total of over 135 years of experience providing high-quality service to the area. They currently provide broadband and streaming video services to several area communities in Butler and Franklin counties. Dumont Telephone Company is currently investing millions of dollars into the latest technology, fiber to the home, to make sure all rural residents have access to a high-quality broadband and streaming video services.
We're still at halftime inside the Unidome as the Iowa Woo lead the Eau Claire Axemen 42-18 here in Week 8 of the Arena League. As they've got some members of the Armed Forces doing a little presentation down on the field here. Let's take a look at the rest of the Arena League scoreboard here. Most of these games are at halftime as well. The Nebraska Siege lead the St. Joseph Goats 39-32. So two of the top teams in the league going at it over in Grand Island tonight. There is a blowout going on right now in Springfield, Missouri, as the Ozark Lunkers lead the Arkansas Diamonds 44-6. That game is at halftime, and they're underway in the third quarter in Monroe, Louisiana, where the Greenheads lead Memphis 27-6. So that's a look at the rest of the Arena League scoreboard here tonight. And we've got 4 more games going on again next week, all throughout the Arena League. As we will finish the regular season with the Woo hosting the Nebraska Siege. That'll be a Sunday afternoon game, Sunday, July 26th at 4:05 p.m. here on 99 The Wave and Radio on the Go on YouTube. St. Joseph will be at Eau Claire, Monroe will be at Arkansas, and Ozark will be at Memphis. And those will be the games to round out the Arena League regular season. And when it comes to the league standings, especially the division standings, which is what will ultimately determine the playoffs, right now, Iowa's in third place in the North Division at 2-4. Eau Claire is in last place, fourth place at 0-6. St. Joseph is in second place at 4-2, and Nebraska is in first place at 6-0. So with that, if Iowa were to win tonight, that would make them 3-4. If St. Joseph were to lose, that would make them 4-3. And that means that if St. Joseph and Iowa, or St. Joseph were to lose and Iowa were to win next week, in that case, that would be a tie for second place, and that would be the Woo's only hope at getting into the playoffs. We'd have to go down to the tie-breaking scenarios there to ultimately decide that. So still going to be an uphill battle here for the Woo to try to get in, because next week they are going to be playing the currently undefeated Nebraska Siege. But you never know what can happen here in this league. Not a lot of people would have picked the Woo to go down to St. Joe last week and pick up the win, but that's exactly what they did. So we've got about another minute or so till we start the third quarter. Right now it's Iowa 42, Eau Claire 18. I'll be back with the second half next as the Arena League season rolls on here in Week 8.
Ready for the adventure of a lifetime? Join the Radio on the Go Travel Club for a summer 2026 cruise to Alaska. Get ready to experience glaciers, wildlife, and breathtaking views that you won't find anywhere else. Here's Derek from Crown Jewel Travel to tell us more.
From towering mountains to stunning coastlines, Alaska is the ultimate destination for nature lovers, thrill seekers, and anyone looking to make unforgettable memories. This isn't just a cruise, it's a journey into the wild beauty of the last frontier. Want to learn more and reserve your spot? Contact me at 641-425-8068 for all the details. This is a trip I'm not going to miss, and I'd love to have you there with me.
Again, contact Crown Jewel Travel to learn more. 641-425-8068. Don't miss out. Start planning your Alaska adventure today with the Radio on the Go Travel Club and Crown Jewel Travel.
Looking to skyrocket?
Let's get rolling in the second half here inside the Unidome. It's the Arena League here on 99 The Wave and Radio on the Go on YouTube. The Iowa Woo 42, the Eau Claire Axemen 18. And the teams have finished up their second half warm-ups. They've emerged from the locker rooms, and it is almost time to go with our final 30 minutes here of this one as the playoff push for the Iowa Woo remains alive. They have to win out and hope the St. Joseph Goats lose out to have a chance, but it is still a chance nonetheless. Iowa Woo have got the all-black look tonight, black helmets, black jerseys with light blue numbers and text, black pants with black cleats as well, against the all-white look of the Eau Claire Axemen. White helmets with the logos on each side of the helmet, white jerseys with dark green numbers and text, white pants, white socks, white cleats. So they're making their way from the locker room back in as well. 15 minutes up on the game clock. Looks like one of the larger crowds we've had for a Woo game here so far this season. One regular season game remains. It'll be Sunday, July 26th at 4:05 p.m. against the Nebraska Siege. That'll be here inside the Unidome on 99 The Wave and Radio on the Go on YouTube. And Iowa will throw off to start the second half here. They'll throw from left to right down to the north end of the Unidome field. It's a 50-yard field, slightly off-center from the 50-yard line here on the Unidome field. The 25-yard line is about 2 yards south of the 50-yard line here on the regular Unidome field. All right, so we're ready to roll here. Both teams are out on the field. Just awaiting a call here from the head referee saying ready to roll, and there it comes. Here we go. And here comes the throw from Frankie Solomon Jr. It'll be returnable right of center here for Eau Claire. Now it's just shy of the 15-yard line, and Bryant Smith tumbles across there. And underway here in the second half as the winless Eau Claire Axemen will see what they can do here in this second half. It was a back and forth throughout the first few drives. We were tied at 18 between these two teams, but then it was all Iowa for pretty much the whole second quarter. All right, they will start in the shotgun here with Joshua Murray at quarterback. A running back standing to his right and a single receiver each side. And it's going to be a rare run play. They hand it off to the running back, and this play gets blown up. Absolutely blown up as Ethan Skarmas. It was a short zone play to the left, but it goes pretty much nowhere. And it'll bring up second down and 10. They will call it no gain on the play. Skarmas now has 2 rushes for -2 yards with an average of -1. Here's Actually, it's the backup QB, Sheaf, back to pass, throws it to the right side. He finds Akeem Peterson, the tight end, and he gets gobbled up pretty much right after he made that catch on the short curl on the right side. So Joshua Murray was the starting quarterback, did get injured earlier in the game, came back, but now he's on the sideline once again as Ethan Sheaf comes in to take over. That was Akeem Peterson's first catch of the game for the Axemen. And now we're ready to roll here on 3rd and 7 with a line to gain the 25-yard line. They'll snap this ball from their own 18. Here's the snap to Sheaf. Now he rolls out to the left, back to the right, throws it, almost intercepted. It was tipped by Stephon Chapman as they were looking to throw it to Peterson on a short dump off to the right flat. But there is a penalty flag down to the backfield.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense, number 18. 15-yard penalty. Automatic. First down.
Jay Wright with a big-time mistake for the Woo. It goes from a 4th down. It was almost an interception. In fact, it goes from a would-be 4th down to an automatic 1st down with a face mask penalty. A costly mistake there for the Woo as they were about to have themselves a stop and a likely surrender by the Axemen. Now the 15-yard penalty will march him across midfield down to the 17-yard line of Iowa. 1st and 10 here for Eau Claire. 13:04 to go in the 3rd quarter. And Sheaf in at QB, he motions the right side receiver to the left. Here's a handoff to the running back. And a spin move by Skarmus. Takes it across the line of scrimmage to about the 15 where he's brought down and he gains 2. He's now got 3 rushes for 0 yards. Down under 13 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter. And it'll bring up 2nd down and 7. Ball spotted with the front nose of the football at the 14-yard line. Empty backfield now for Sheaf and a motion man left. Sheaf back to throw. Fires it left. It's caught here on the near side on the short curl. Across the 10-yard line right near the sticks. That'll be Joshua Murray making the catch. So Murray comes in to play wide receiver on that snap instead. Down to the 6-yard line. And that's going to be 1st down yardage for the Axemen. So they pick up 8 yards. And Murray gets the pass reception there, interestingly. Sheaf looking to throw, fires it right. Short curl route on the far side of the field. It's going to be hauled in, and a short gain. Khalil Smith there to make the catch for the Axemen. Excuse me, Brian Sandifer making the catch for the Axemen. That one gains about 4 yards. Actually make that about 2 yards. And Sandifer with his 2nd catch of the game. He's now got 2 for 27. Sheaf to pass. And he's going to get tripped up in the backfield. It was a low snap. He lunged down to pick it up. And then flying in was Jamie Vicente Colon, one of the defensive backs, causing the disruption and the loss of yardage. That'll bring it back to the 9-yard line as they reverse that one for 3. Now 3rd and goal from the 9-yard line. Empty backfield here for Sheaf. And they'll send Murray in motion on the left side. Over the middle, toward the back of the end zone. 2 defenders there to disrupt the play. And that's an incomplete pass. Skarmus, the running back, was the intended receiver on the wheel route, and that'll bring up 4th down and goal. A go-for-it situation, no doubt, here for the Axemen. So here we go. Under 10 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. And there's going to be an offside. And whistles blow as Murray did not have the snap count down. He got an early start across the line of scrimmage.
Offense, number 4. penalty, 4th down.
So that'll make it 4th and goal from the 14. So another rule in the Arena League here. And you see this on, you see this on more plays than you don't see it, but you can be moving forward. The motion man can be moving forward at the snap of the ball. In traditional football, the motion man cannot be moving forward, but that is the case, and Murray was across the line of scrimmage. Incomplete out the back of the end zone, and this is going to be a turnover on downs. And the Woo will take over here with 9:30 and ticking to go in the 3rd quarter as the Axemen turn it over on downs at the 14-yard line of the Woo. That is where Iowa will start this drive, and a chance to absolutely bust this game wide open, leading 42-18. A great chance for the Woo to bring some momentum into next week's regular season finale against the Nebraska Siege. And if this score holds, it would be the first winning streak of the season for Iowa after the 61-38 win at St. Joe last week. A team that absolutely pounded Iowa here in this building back in June. So here we go, 9 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter, and Sharp is back to throw over the middle on a crossing pattern. He finds Chavis, takes it across the 25-yard line to about the 20 and across there. Keontae Chavis with another catch. They will call it a gain of 17 yards down to the 18-yard line. I'll actually call that an 18-yard gain myself rather than 17. That's how the math checks out. Now it's going to be a short run play to the right, and this one will gain a couple yards. A rare run play for the Iowa Woo as Trey Henderson takes it on the dive play to the right. Only picks up 2 yards on that rush. Just the 4th designed run of the game. And Trey Henderson has 3 of them. 3 rushes for 14 yards with a long of 10. Sharp back to throw here on 2nd down and 8. Oh, he was looking for Henderson. Dove out of the flood pattern on the left side of the field, but could not haul it in. Just a little bit out of his reach. So incomplete pass there will bring up 3rd down and 8. Vernon Sharp now 10 of 18 passing for 129 yards, 4 touchdowns, 1 pick. 7:36 and ticking to go here in the 3rd quarter. Woo 42, Axemen 18. Sharp will start in the shotgun formation and motions the running back to the right side. He takes the snap, look at downfield, pump fakes. We're still within the hash marks. Now he's going to be brought down behind the 25-yard line at about the 23. That'll be about a loss of 8 as Thomas Linear, the former Woo player himself, gets the sack of Vernon Sharp. All right. So it'll be a 3rd down. We'll call it a loss of 6 as forward progress was stopped right at the 25-yard line. Now it's 4th down. They didn't get the down marker switch. So 4th down. 4th and 17. Here's the snap to Sharp. Looks downfield. Takes off to the left. Locked into a throw. And he's going to get sacked for a loss of 5. Thomas Lanier with another sack for the Axemen. Coming out trying to have a big game against his former team. That'll be a loss of another 5 yards on the ground for Sharp. And it'll be a turnover on downs for Iowa. With that, the Woo now have 13 rushes for 0 yards. All right, so the Axemen will take over here at the 22-yard line of Iowa. There's been no scoring in the second half so far. 6:18 to go and ticking here in the 3rd quarter. They've got Sheaf back out there at quarterback, and he takes the snap. It's a short dump off, popped up in the air. And man, the Axemen just dodged a bullet. Brian Sandiford, the tight end, had a short crossing pattern over the middle. He turned around, could not make the play. The ball bounced up in the air after hitting him in the hands. was close to possibly being picked off by the Woo. Second down and 10 at the 22-yard line in Iowa territory. The snap gets fumbled. Sheaf picks it up. Now he's going to run. Takes off to the right. Across the 20-yard line and brought down. So ultimately, not a disastrous play. And it'll be a third down and fairly manageable here as they pick up 4 yards on the ground. Out to the 18-yard line, it'll bring up third down and 6. Need to get it down to the 12-yard line to pick up the first. Receiver in motion left side, here's Sheaf. Rolls to the right, now he looks downfield and locked into the throw. Lobs it up, lands short of the end zone, incomplete pass. Skarmas was the intended receiver. And that'll bring up a fourth down now for the Axemen. And certainly a go-for-it situation here. 4th and 6 at the plus 18-yard line. Down to 4:35 to go in the third quarter. Receiver in motion on the right side. Now Sheaf to pass. Releases it. Intercepted by the Woo. Iowa with the takeaway. It's Smith down the middle of the field. Jukes to the left. Looking to turn the corner. One man to beat. Takes it into the house. Touchdown Woo. Khalil Smith with the interception. Weaves down the field to the right side, cuts it all the way to the left. He made a man miss. And Iowa gets on the board here for the first time in the third quarter. (48-18) Woo. A 30-point lead here in the second half. The second pick six of the game here for the Woo. The first one was from Stefan Chapman, going for 2 from the 10-yard line. Sharp rolls out. He did cross the line of scrimmage. Now he gets back behind. It appeared to be a forward fumble, a bizarre play. So this was strange. He crossed the line of scrimmage, then came back behind the line of scrimmage, and then threw the football. That was a little bizarre. Should be a penalty. Now the refs are getting together and talking about something here. I'd imagine that the Axemen would end up just declining the penalty since they got no points out of it anyway. And is the ref going to make a call here? He's not going to make a call at all. So it looks like the play will just stand as is. 3:25 left in the third quarter. Iowa Woo 48, Eau Claire Axemen 18.
Your brand's visibility? Look no further. On the Go Media delivers cutting-edge digital advertising solutions tailored just for you. Reach your audience wherever they are with precision targeting and captivating content. Elevate your brand with On the Go Media. Your digital success starts here. Contact us today. Email radio@radioonthego.com to grow your business with On the Go Digital. Locally owned and operated in Hampton, Iowa.
Christensen.
.325 to go in the third quarter. Here's the throw off for the Woo after the pick six by Khalil Smith. Bouncing around, scramble for the football, ultimately picked up by Eau Claire. How did that take so long to get into someone's hands? Down to the 15-yard line as they are able to make a short return. Scooped up by Bobby Smith Jr. And the Axemen will start at the 15-yard line in their own territory, first down and 10. 3:07 to go in the third quarter, and the Woo strike first in the second half, extending their lead to 30 points. All right, looks like they may have made another switch at quarterback as Joshua Murray comes back in to replace Ethan Sheaf. He was the starter. For the previous drives, they had Sheaf in here in the second half. But here's the snap to Murray. Rolls right. Stops the feet. Gets it away, tipped up in the air, intercepted by Iowa once again. They're looking to lateral this ball. A flag came in, still on his feet. This is Jay Wright, and ultimately tackled by Skarmis, the running back. So there's 2 flags on the field. And now a lot to get sorted out here. There was a lateral pass. I think it might have been Smith who made the initial interception. Ultimately lateraled it away to Jay Wright. And we're about to hear from the head referee.
During the return, illegal on the back. Iowa, number 5. The 5-yard penalty from the spot on the foul. First down, Iowa.
All right. So just 1 penalty ultimately is assessed there. Yep, Khalil Smith got the INT. And what a great defensive series this has been here in the Woo for this game so far. Recording their 3rd interception of the game. Vernon Sharp, he's going to pass. High dump off to the left where it is caught by Colbert. Taking it down the sideline, gets pushed to the side, and the play is blown dead. Started at their own 23-yard line. Took it across midfield, down to the 16. Picks up 11 yards on that play. And that'll be an Iowa first down now. Trayvon Colbert with his 3rd catch of the game. First down and 10, 16-yard line of Eau Claire. Sharp rolls out left, under some pressure, still on his feet. Flips the ball up in the air. It's going to be an incomplete pass. He's got to be careful with some of those, especially with a lot of people hanging around nearby. Vernon Sharp is now 11 of 20 passing for 140 yards, 4 touchdowns and an interception. And we're down to 1 minute and 38 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. A flag. So Trayvon Colbert gets called for the foul penalty there against Iowa. And a loss of down penalty as well. It'll be 2nd down and 15. 2nd and 15. There's 1 minute and 38 left in the 3rd quarter. The Iowa will lead the Eau Claire Axemen 48-18. Yeah, so a loss of 5 yards as well. Actually backed it up 10 yards though. So 2nd down and 20 now. Sharp throws left. He's got Colbert on the comeback route on the far side. Takes it across the 25 to about the 22.
Tackle made by number 21, Billy McKillop.
Willie McCaleb with a stop for the Axemen. And that one picks up 7 yards through the air. It'll be a 3rd and 14 now for the Woo. They'll snap this from the 20-yard line of Eau Claire. 1 minute to go, 3rd quarter. Man in motion on the right side. Sharp looks to throw. Over the middle to the end zone. Tipped up in the air and incomplete. They were looking for Kyvon Smith on the fly route down the middle. But a great deflection by Bobby Smith Jr. He was in stride with his receiver the whole way down the field. And that'll bring up a 4th down. Not sure what you do here if you're Iowa. You don't want to surrender in opponent territory. And they will come out and run a play here. So 4th and 14. They'll snap the ball from the 20-yard line of Eau Claire. The line to gain is the 6. Here's the snap to Sharp. Going for it on 4th and long. Takes off across the hash marks. Down the left side, looking for the line to gain. Tumbles over, and it looks to be just enough for an Iowa Woo first down. What a gutsy run by Vernon Sharp, taking it to the left side, across the line to gain. It'll be first and goal for Iowa, down to the 5-yard line of Eau Claire. And that will bring us to the end of the third quarter. The Iowa Woo lead the Eau Claire Axemen 48-18. The fourth quarter is next inside the Unidome.
Of Hampton is North Iowa's go-to store for a gift that will be truly treasured. From wedding and engagement rings to a present for someone special, we have over 17,000 pieces of fine jewelry, gemstones, gifts, and decor. Known for quality repair, jewelry and watch restoration, and custom design. Stop in and discover our wonderful store in downtown Hampton, or shop online and have your items shipped right to you. Go to christensenjewelry.com right now and see why people from around the Midwest come to Christensen's.
Murphy's Heating and Plumbing.
When it comes to plumbing, heating, and air conditioning, choose Murphy's Heating and Plumbing of Hampton. Check murphysheating.com.
Murphy's Heating and Plumbing, because you deserve the best.
Iowa Woo 48, Eau Claire Axemen 18 as we start the fourth quarter, week 8 of the Arena League. A must win for the Iowa Woo, and they're bringing a 30-point lead into the final 15 minutes. Must win if they are to keep their playoff hopes alive. And let's take a look at some of the other games going on around the league tonight. This, of course, is one of 3 games in the Arena League. Monroe leads Memphis 40-12. That one early in the second half. Midway through the fourth quarter, the Nebraska Siege and St. Joseph Goats are tied at 52. And the Ozarks Lunkers lead the Arkansas Diamonds 50-12 late in the third quarter. So that's your scoreboard update here from around the Arena League. And it's almost time to get rolling with our first snap of the fourth quarter here. It'll be first and goal from the 5 for the Woo. Vernon Sharp in the shotgun formation here as they look to punch another one in and leave no doubt. Back to pass, back to the 20-yard line, still on his feet. The ball is fumbled, still bouncing around. It might be a scoop and score. It's going to be picked up by Thomas Lanier. Then he's crashed into the boards by one of the Woo players. So that is going to be a huge loss and a takeaway. A recovered fumble by Thomas Lanier, the former Iowa Woo player. And Eau Claire is going to take over at the 18-yard line of the Woo. Wow. Goal to go the 5, and all of a sudden after that, Eau Claire gets a big takeaway, and they're in opponent territory now. First and 10 from the 17-yard line of Iowa. And they got Sheaf back at quarterback. Low snap, he scoops it up, takes it off between the hash marks, toward the line to gain. This might be just enough for a first down to the quarterback carry by Ethan Sheaf. They're going to say that he gained 11 yards on the ground. So he's now got 3 carries for 13 yards. First and goal from the 6 now for the Axemen. Empty backfield here for Sheaf at QB. Man in motion on the right side is Sheaf. Quick throw to the left. And he'll lose. It looks to be a fade pattern for Brian Sandifer. The throw was to his left. He turned the wrong way and had absolutely no chance of catching that ball. Ethan Sheaf is now 4 of 10 passing for 17 yards. He's got 1 interception in the game as well. 4 straight incompletions. Clock ticking at 13:40 to go here in the 4th quarter of this Week 8 Arena League game. Sheaf to pass. Here on 2nd and goal from the 5. And bounces it to the goal line and incomplete once again. Now 5 straight incomplete passes by Sheaf.
Incomplete, 3rd down and goal.
So that'll bring up a 3rd and goal now from the 5. Actually just outside the 5, closer to 6. And looks to be an injured player here now for the Eau Claire Axemen. Looks like it might be their center. Now he's up to 1 knee. And the training staff will come out and check him out here a little bit. Well, between Joshua Murray and Ethan Sheaf, the 2 quarterbacks, they are combined 7 of 18 passing for 59 yards. Good for 8.4 yards per completion. And they have also thrown 3 interceptions with 2 touchdowns. So the injured player will walk off the field. That was center Thaddeus Tolliver here for the Axemen. And he will exit the field of play and head over to the sideline and get checked out there. Iowa 48, Eau Claire 18. Here with 13:15 to go in the 4th quarter. There's only been 1 score in the entire 2nd half combined, but the Axemen are looking to get on the board here for the first time in the 2nd half right now. Here's the snap to Sheaf, throw to the right side of the end zone. Nice deflection. It was batted down by one of the defensive backs of the Woo. I think that was Khalil Smith jarring that ball free. Intended receiver was Joshua Murray. And that'll bring up a 4th and goal from the 6-yard line. Clock still ticking down to 12:45 to go in the 4th quarter. Big opportunity for the Woo to get a stop here and maintain this 30-point advantage. A 4-score lead right now. And here we go. Here's the snap to Sheaf over the middle. Incomplete. It hits the backboards. And that'll be a turnover on downs. 6 straight completions by Ethan Sheaf, the backup quarterback here for the Axemen. And now the Woo will take over at their own 6. 12:21 to go in the 4th quarter. A chance to finish this thing off. Let's see if we can get an update on the St. Joe, Nebraska game. They are in a commercial break right now. But still a 52-52 tie with about 2.5 left in the 3rd quarter of that one. So that one looks like it could come down to the wire. Woo will start at their own 6-yard line here on this drive. 12:17 and ticking to go here in the 4th quarter. Here's the snap to Sharp from his end zone. He throws right on a screen pattern on the far side of the field. Be about a 4 or 5 yard gain on that catch. Kyvon Smith on the reception, able to haul that one in on the screen. Shorter than it appeared at first, just 4 yards on the pickup. Smith now with 4 catches for 50 yards in the game. 2nd and 6 for the Woo. Empty backfield here for Sharp. Quick throw to the left on a curl pattern. Oh, nice evasion of a tackle by Colbert. Bounces back outside, goes backwards a little bit, ultimately turns the corner, and shimmies his way forward for a short gain. I'll say that one gained 2 yards. Yep, gain of 2 through the air that time. And here we go. 3rd down and 4. Motion man to the right. Here's the snap to Sharp. Sets the feet, throws down the middle. Heck of a snag is made. Trey Henderson still on his feet and shoved down from behind at the 11-yard line of Eau Claire. What a play by Trey Henderson. From the 12-yard line all the way down to the other 12. That is a gain of 26 yards. Trey Henderson, he's one of the dudes you can count on all season long. Here's the snap to Sharp. 1st and 10. Over the middle, and this is an Iowa Woo touchdown. A crossing pattern, and it's Kyvon Smith. This one from 12 yards out, and Iowa extends their lead to 54-18. All right, they will go for 2 from the 10-yard line here. Motion man right, snap to Sharp. Takes off right, he's locked into a throw, and he lobs it toward the end zone. Lands in the end zone, but nowhere in the area of intended receiver Trayvon Colbert. And with 10-12 to go in the 4th quarter, it's Iowa 54, Eau Claire 18.
Ready for the adventure of a lifetime? Join the Radio on the Go Travel Club for a summer 2026 cruise to Alaska. Get ready to experience glaciers, wildlife, and breathtaking views that you won't find anywhere else. Here's Derek from Crown Jewel Travel to tell us more.
From towering mountains to stunning coastlines, Alaska is the ultimate destination for nature lovers, thrill seekers, and anyone looking to make unforgettable memories. This isn't just a cruise, it's a journey into the wild beauty of the last frontier. Want to learn more and reserve your spot? Contact me at 641-425-8068 for all the details. This is a trip I'm not going to miss, and I'd love to have you there with me.
Again, contact Crown Jewel Travel to learn more. 641-425-8068. Don't miss out. Start planning.
10-12 to go here in the 4th quarter. Iowa Woo 54, Eau Claire Axman 18. And it was a 12-yard touchdown pass from Woo quarterback Vernon Sharp to receiver Kyvon Smith. 2-point conversion attempt is no good. And the throw-off is about to happen here for the Woo. Frankie Solomon Jr. will throw it deep from right to left down to the south end of the Unidome field. Bouncing around. Woo trying to get on top of this thing. It was on the near side boards, eclipsed from my view. And it'll be a 1st down for Eau Claire. They will take over at the 5-yard line in their own territory. So clock stopped with 9:59 to go in the game. And 45 yards for Eau Claire to drive this time around. And they've been switching out quarterbacks. Looks like it's still Sheaf out there for the 2nd straight drive. He gets hit as he threw it from his end zone, incomplete. Looking for Joshua Murray on the fly route down the near side. He took a shot, getting knocked down to the ground in the end zone. All right, so now the Axemen are just 7 of 20 passing in the game for 59 yards. 2nd and 10 now, empty backfield here for Sheaf. Throws it toward the near side, short curl, incomplete, looking for Murray. But a great deflection by Solomon Jr. to bring up a 3rd down and 10. That's now 8 straight incompletions by Axemen quarterback Ethan Sheaf. They're on their way to an 0-7 record as Iowa is 1 step closer to 500 here, just about to 3-4. They're 2-4 right now, but lead at 54-18. Sheaf from his own end zone lobs up to the near side, looking for Skarma, and it's incomplete. Another incomplete pass. And that'll bring up a 4th down, 10 from their own 5-yard line for the Axemen. And it looks like they will just surrender here. And that'll give the Woo the ball back at their own 15-yard line with 8 minutes and 19 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Well, Iowa needed this win to keep their playoff hopes alive. It's going to require a St. Joe loss to Nebraska tonight, and then a Woo win over Nebraska next week, along with a St. Joe loss to even be tied for 2nd place. And even then, it wouldn't be for sure in the playoffs for the Woo. So it's going to be a tall task, certainly, but they look like they may still have a chance. This will be a short gain on the pass completion from Sharp to Smith. That one gains about 3 yards through the air. That's a team high 6 receptions for Kyvon Smith, 65 yards. Sharp back to pass to the near side, and he's got Colbert on the curl route down around the 20-yard line, across midfield. Woo pick up the 1st down. From the minus 17 to the plus 15, that's 18 yards through the air. Sixth catch of the game for Trayvon Colbert. 1st and 10 from the 15-yard line. Sharp looking for the end zone, to the back of the end zone and incomplete. Couldn't quite hit his intended receiver. That was Harold Brooks. Brooks new to the roster this week. No catches so far, but that was his first target right there. Vernon Sharp is now 18 of 28 passing, 212 yards, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception. Down to 6:46 to go in the 4th quarter. Iowa 54, Eau Claire 18. Sharp takes the shotgun snap, being chased back, lobs it up, and incomplete, looking for Brooks once again.
Pass once again intended for Harold Brooks.
That'll bring up 3rd and 10 from the 15-yard line of Eau Claire. And they'll spot the ball down here once again at the 15-yard line. Well, a great night for Woo fans as they'll watch their team's first home victory of the season tonight. A shovel pass forward here for Sharp, close to first down yardage as he gets away to Harold Brooks on the near side. It's going to be a couple yards shy, but a 4th and 2. That was a nifty find for Vernon Sharp, and Brooks makes his first catch of the day. That is, he was getting crashed into the near side boards. They'll actually call that a gain of 9, not 8. So 4th down and 1. Here's the snap to Sharp. Back to throw. Looks right. Lobs it. Oh, it's incomplete. Looking for Brooks once again. Knocked away from behind. Actually, Colbert, the intended receiver. And a good pass deflection by Butler of the Axemen. So that'll be a turnover on downs. 3rd incompletion in his last 4 pass attempts right there by Vernon Sharp. He's now 19 of 31 for 221 yards. And it's a rare turnover on downs here in this game for Iowa. Down to 5:23 to go in the 4th quarter. The Woo still lead the Axemen 54-18. And Eau Claire has not scored in this second half at all. They'll start at their own 6-yard line after the turnover on downs. Here's the snap to Sheaf. Evades pressure in the end zone, ultimately spun down, goes backwards for about 3 or 4 yards. He avoids getting brought down to the end zone. And that was Jay Wright, the linebacker, flying in to make the stop for the Iowa Woo.
5 yards.
Loss of 4 yards on the play, back to the 2-yard line. Sheaf to throw from his own end zone. Over the middle on a crossing pattern to Chapman. Or excuse me, that's to Murray. Still on his feet, and forward progress stop shy of the sticks by a few yards. And now we got flags coming in as there is some extracurricular activity taking place back in the end zone between one player of each team, and now some things to sort out here. So they say the progress was stopped at the 9-yard line, so that only ends up being a gain of 7 through the air. But it was a nice play design, and Murray with a catch for his second of the game. Hold on a sec. There's going to be a penalty here. Here's the head ref.
Number 18, sportsmanlike contact, player. Number 0. Both those guys are the first sportsmanlike contact of the game. Third down.
All right. So not quite enough for first down yardage. It's going to be 3rd and 1. 3rd and 1 from the 15-yard line. The line to gain is the 16. Sheaf in the shotgun. He takes the snap. Pump fakes. Now he loads up deep down to the right sideline. Incomplete. Looking for Murray on the flyer out, but then there's another flag that gets thrown right as the play was coming to an end.
Flag on the field.
And all the players are walking down the field as if this one is against the Woo on a possible defensive pass interference. All right, that's Khalil Smith getting called for the DPI. Another mistake there by the Woo, though they haven't committed too many of them tonight. Really no huge momentum-killing penalties here for the Woo in this one, so that is definitely a step in the right direction. Especially compared to like the first few games of the season when they continuously just shot themselves in the foot. Definitely some strides made in that area throughout the year. So 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line here for Eau Claire. Here's the snap to Sheaf. Pump fakes left. Now looks to the right. Still on his feet. He is going to be brought down for a sack. Jamie Vicente Colon drives him down to the turf. And Sheaf a little slow to get up. Assisted back up by a teammate and one of the officials as he goes backwards for 4 on that one. 2nd and long coming up here for the Axemen, as they will march it backwards after the sack. Sheaf now 5 rushes for 5 yards. 3:39 to go in the game. Woo 54, Axemen 18. The snap is fumbled. The ball is still free after another hard hit. It's picked up by the Woo. Here comes Vicente Colon, and he's brought down. It'll be a goal-to-go situation for the Woo. Vicente Colon takes it down inside the 10-yard line after recovering the fumble. .326 to go in the game, and the Woo have just about put this one away for what will be their 2nd straight victory here toward the tail end of the regular season. I guess it'll be a good time to get a score update. Oh, the St. Joe Goats lead the Nebraska Siege 59-58 with 8:21 to go in the 4th quarter out in Grand Island. So the Woo are going to be awaiting the result of that game. If the Goats win, as there's a touchdown for the Woo, it's going to be a catch by Kyvon Smith, 7 yards out. So if the Goats win, then that would severely dampen the Woo's playoff hopes. In fact, if the Goats win, that would make it impossible for the Woo to make the playoffs. Because then the Woo would not be able to overtake the record that the Goats would have in that situation. Going for 2 from the 10, and Sharp is going to throw an incompletion out the back of the end zone. 3 minutes to go in the game. Woo 60, Axman 18.
Alaska Adventure today with the Radio on the Go Travel Club and Crown Jewel Travel.
Looking to skyrocket your brand's visibility? Look no further. On the Go Media delivers cutting-edge digital advertising solutions tailored just for you. Reach your audience wherever they are with precision targeting and captivating content. Elevate your brand with On the Go Media. Your digital success starts here. Contact us today. Email radio@radioonthego.com to grow your business with On the Go Digital. Locally owned and operated in Hampton, Iowa.
Christensen Jewelry of Hampton is north.
The throw off for the Woo goes out of bounds after the 7-yard touchdown pass from Vernon Sharp to Kyvon Smith. All right, the 2-point conversion, by the way, was no good. All right, get some of the stats updated here. Let's see. That was the 5th touchdown pass of the game for Vernon Sharp. He's now 20 of 32 passing for 228 yards, 5 tutties, 1 interception. So there's 2:46 to go in the game. The Woo lead the Axemen 60-18. And with 6:08 left to go in the game in Grand Island, the Goats lead the Siege 59-58. Tipped up in the air and an incomplete pass here from Sheaf of Eau Claire. So he's finishing out the game here at QB after Joshua Murray got the start. And in fact, they got Murray lined up as a wide receiver. He was listed as a QB and wide receiver, so not a huge surprise there. Now Sheaf to throw again. Now he's going to take off across the line of scrimmage, brought down after a short gain. Ty Anderson and others there to make the stop for the Woo. And now we got another short break for a brief injury, but whoever that was back up. Just 2 yards on that gain to the 23-yard line in Iowa territory. So now we're at the 2-minute warning. Iowa 60, Eau Claire 18. Final 2 minutes is next.
Iowa's go-to store for a gift that will be truly treasured. From wedding and engagement rings to a present for someone special, we have over 17,000 pieces of fine jewelry, gemstones, gifts, and decor. Known for quality repair, jewelry and watch restoration, and custom design. Stop in and discover our wonderful store in downtown Hampton, or shop online and have your items shipped right to you. Go to christensenjewelry.com right now and see why people from around the Midwest come to Christensen's.
Murphy's Heating and Plumbing, because because you deserve the best.
Ready to refresh your bath or kitchen? Murphy's Heating and Plumbing has your perfect match. From stunning showers to modern toilets, explore endless possibilities in Murphy's exclusive vendor showroom. Stop by on Highway 3 East in Hampton or call for your...
Here's going to be a throw deep toward the end zone. Oh, climbing the ladder, but incomplete. Joshua Murray could not haul it in. And it'll be 4th down and 8 on the incomplete pass from Sheaf. 1:54 left in the game. The Iowa Woo lead the Eau Claire Axemen 60-18. So now 4th and 8 coming up for the Axemen at the 23-yard line of Iowa. Looking to see if they can come up with some kind of offense here before the end of this game. Sheaf throw over the middle. He's got his intended receiver. Took a stumble a bit. Oh, laterals it away. And Akeem Peterson takes it into the house for the Eau Claire touchdown.
It pitches it to number 94,
So that'll be
the Axemen touchdown.
Eau Claire's first score of the second half. 23 yards through the air that time. And it appears they will go for 2 from the 10-yard line. There's not been a single one-point conversion attempt in this game. Here's the snap to Sheaf. Takes off to the right, still behind the line of scrimmage, throws it to the near side. Gets banged along the boards. Forward progress stopped. The catch was made by Sinquay Grant, but could not get to the end zone. So with 1:37 left of the game, the Iowa Woo lead the Eau Claire Axemen 60-24.
Showroom tour. Murphy's Heating and Plumbing, transforming your dreams into reality.
Murphy's Heating and Plumbing, because you deserve the best.
Ready for the adventure of a
A minute 37 left in the game. It's Iowa 60, Eau Claire 24. And the Axemen have declared an onside here. Let's do a score update from Grand Island. St. Joseph leads Nebraska 66-58 with 3:16 left in the fourth quarter. So if that score holds and this score holds, then the Woo would be eliminated from playoff contention. So it'll be a 4th and 20 situation here for the Axemen. Try and convert from their own 5-yard line. They need to move the ball out to the 25-yard line at midfield. Now they got to make sure everyone's all on the right spot here, on the same page. Got a member of the coaching staff for the Axemen out on the field, making sure that quarterback Ethan Sheaf has everything all squared away here. And now the snap is bobbled around in the end zone. It's still loose. Iowa trying to dive on top of it, and it's going to end up in a safety. A safety on the onside 4th and 20 attempt.
Really doesn't fit with the quarterback was down with possession. He's almost safety.
All right, so you heard it there from the head ref. That'll make it 62-24. Woo in front of the Axemen. So now a 62-24 lead here with 1:37 to go in the fourth quarter. And we'll have another throw off coming momentarily. And let's see. The Goats have taken over possession with less than 3 minutes left in the game, leading 66-58 over the Nebraska Siege, looking to hand Nebraska its first loss of the season in a battle between the top two teams in the standings of the North Division. All right, so now we got both teams out on the field here. You got Victor Mann talking to one of the refs. And we are just about ready to do the throw off here after the safety on the 4th and 20 onside attempt. Nebraska has called the timeout with 2:37 left in that game. So all of a sudden their backs are against the wall. And so are the Woos, when it comes to possibly getting into the playoffs. All right, so here's the throw off. Angles toward the far side of the dome into the crowd.
Throw off violation. Unclear. Ball be placed at the 25-yard line.
All right, so that'll cause the ball to be placed at the 25-yard line. Meanwhile, St. Joseph has a 3rd and 6 situation. And there was just like someone jumped there over in that game in Grand Island. All right, so 1:37 left to go here. Each team still has all 3 timeouts left, so Iowa 62, Eau Claire 24. Here's the snap to Sharp. It's going to be a run play. The handoff to Trey Henderson. Sweeps it to the right. And a short pickup here. 2 yards on that gain. Trey Henderson, leading rusher with 4 carries for 16 yards. 2nd down and 8. 1:14 to go. Now Sharp to pass. Dancing around, rolls right. Fires it across his body. It is hauled in by Brooks. Taking it down the near side. Still on his feet inside the 10. And progress is stopped. First down for the Woo. From the 23 down to the 8-yard line. Pickup of 15 yards. And the Woo are on the verge of finishing out this victory. This one lobbed toward the back of the end zone, incomplete here by Sharp. And the clock will stop. So we're under 2 minutes, so 39 seconds left in the game. Vernon Sharp is now 21 of 34 passing for 243 yards, 5 touchdowns, 1 interception. And now still on his feet, taking a left. And this play will get blown up. Trey Henderson on the carry. Ends up going backwards for 2, but it's not going to matter too much. The Woo will, let's see, will they need to snap it? Nope. The game clock just surpassed 20 seconds, so they're going to snap it one more time. Here's Sharp. Still on his feet. Loads up toward the end zone. Out of bounds and incomplete. So that'll stop the clock with 3 seconds to go. Looks like there will be one more play left in this game. It'll be a 4th down. 4th and goal from the 8-yard line. See how they're able to finish it off here. All right, here's the snap to Sharp. Incomplete to the end zone, looking for Malik Allen, and that is the game. The Iowa Woo get their first home victory of the season. defeating the Eau Claire Axemen 62-24. I'll wrap it up in just a moment.
Time? Join the Radio on the Go Travel Club for a summer 2026 cruise to Alaska. Get ready to experience glaciers, wildlife, and breathtaking views that you won't find anywhere else. Here's Derek from Crown Jewel Travel to tell us more.
From towering mountains to stunning coastlines, Alaska is the ultimate destination for nature lovers, thrill seekers, and anyone looking to make unforgettable memories. This isn't just a cruise, it's a journey into the wild beauty of the last frontier. Want to learn more and reserve your spot? Contact me at 641-425-8068 for all the details. This is a trip I'm not going to miss, and I'd love to have you there with me.
Again, contact Crown Jewel Travel to learn more. 641-425-8068. Don't miss out. Start planning your Alaska adventure today with the Radio on the Go Travel Club and Crown Jewel Travel.
Looking to skyrocket your brand's visibility? Look no further. On the Go Media delivers cutting-edge digital advertising solutions tailored just for you. Reach your audience wherever they are with precision targeting and captivating content. Elevate your brand with On the Go Media. Your digital success starts here. Contact us today. Email radio@radioonthego.com to grow your business with On the Go Digital. Locally owned and operated in Hampton, Iowa.
We've reached the end of this one. The Iowa Woo have defeated the Eau Claire Axemen 62-24 as the Woo move to 3-4 on the season ahead of next week's regular season finale. So the Woo's playoff hopes hinge on the results of the St. Joseph, Nebraska game. And right now, the Goats lead the siege 66-58 with 1:42 seconds left in the fourth quarter. So if that score holds and the St. Joe Goats win, then Iowa would be eliminated from playoff contention. Let's take a look at the stats from this one. Woo quarterback Vernon Sharp finished 21 of 36 passing for 243 yards, 5 touchdowns, and 1 interception. When it comes to the receiving numbers, let's see here. The leading receiver was Kyvon Smith, 7 for 72 yards, including 3 touchdowns. Keontae Chavies had 3 for 50 with 1 touchdown. Trayvon Colbert, 6 for 49 with 1 touchdown. Harold Brooks, 2 for 24. Trey Henderson, 2 for 38 with 1 touchdown. And Stephon Chapman, 1 for 10 yards. 263 yards of total offense. The leading rusher was Trey Henderson with 5 carries for 14 yards. The team as a whole had 16 carries for 20 yards. So with the result of tonight's game, again, Iowa moves to 3-4 overall, and they will host the Nebraska Siege for the regular season finale next week. That'll be on Sunday, July 26th at 4:05 p.m. here on 99 The Wave and Radio on the Go's YouTube channel. Once again, tonight's final score, the Iowa Woo 62, the Eau Claire Axemen 24. This has been the Arena League on your home for local sports, 99 The Wave and Radio on the Go on YouTube. I'm John Moenkel reporting good night from the Unidome.